The 10 best AI video generators. Well, that's a bold claim because the landscape of AI is changing so fast, and it also depends heavily on the kind of videos you want to produce. But in this video, you will get a comprehensive tier list of the best ones right now and upcoming ones, so you can decide yourself which AI video generator fits your needs the best way. Starting up with Runway, which is probably one of the most popular ones. They offer a variety of tools such as lip sync, but when we talk about AI video generation, their flagship model is Gen 3 Alpha, and they also have a turbo version of it, which, as the name implies, is a bit faster with a bit less quality. You can simply enter a prompt for text to video. With image to video, it lets you select the first or the last image for your generation. You will also find an extend option after you've generated a video, which can be quite useful sometimes. I used this, for example, to let a woman walk endlessly through an AI-generated landscape. Besides extending, you can also expand the video, which is a cool feature if you have a shot and need a bit more room around it. And they just introduced camera control, super cool, and Act 1, which is a completely new model, I guess, which lets you animate characters with a driving video. And what I like about Runway is definitely the speed, the variety of tools they offer, which are quite useful. And what I don't like is their pricing, especially if you want to use it professionally. You will very likely run out of credits with the cheap plans, so really the only option is the unlimited plan. For most use cases, you just need the amount of generations to get good results because it's still not perfect and a hit or miss. But if you just want to play around a bit, the free plan is absolutely worth a try. All in all, I think this is a solid A tier. Next up is Kling AI, with their newest 1.5 model, which is also pretty good. They were one of the first ones to offer a technology called Motion Brush. This lets you draw a direction into the image if you're using image to video, and then the object moves in that direction. Similar to Runway's camera control, which they also have, this feature seems to be very nice, but in reality, it is definitely far from perfect. But regardless, Kling AI is one of the ones that is always pumping out new features, and apparently a complete AI video editor is coming out from them soon. Besides horizontal and vertical format, they also offer a square format, which might be useful for some people. What I also like about them is that they have a feed of generated videos by others that you can just clone based on their prompt and image. They also allow you to train your own model, which is very useful if you want a consistent character in your generations. Again, it's far from perfect, but it will only get better. The pricing is completely credits based, so no unlimited plan, but you can get a few generations with their free plan to test it out. It's definitely not as fast as Runway, but quality-wise, I would say it's pretty much on par or even slightly better sometimes. On the tier list, this also makes a strong A. Next up, Hotshot. I didn't really use this one too much until making this video. When you first look at their website, the examples look really good, but they are very cherry-picked in my opinion. The results I got were really not convincing. The generation speed is pretty fast though, and I've seen people get good results with them. So maybe it's just me testing quickly. But with the unlimited plan, you could probably get good results. Personally, I would give it a C tier, but since I've seen pretty good results as well, let's just give it a B. Next up, Lumalabs. When I first tested this one out 3 months ago, I thought they were absolutely horrible. I had to wait very long just to get a kind of image back instead of a video, or an animated image looking video. Super weird and absolutely not useful. But now I tested them again and their queue time improved a lot, and also their results. The results are still not as good as Runway or Kling and 2 other contenders we are going to talk about in this video, but it's definitely okay. And they also have a couple of interesting features like keyframes. So basically setting the first and the last picture for an image to video generation, which technically can be very powerful, even more powerful than just setting the first or the last picture, like Runway has it. Now it's always funny because these websites of these generators look super polished and then you get extremely weird results sometimes. Lumalabs has a variety of plans, even a $499 one, which gives you 2,430 generations. And honestly, if I paid that much, I just want unlimited. All in all, I would still give it a solid B tier for Luma. Moving on to Vidu, which kind of went under the radar for most people, and it's definitely not the best model when it comes to overall quality, but it has one feature that I've been testing out which can become quite useful if the quality slightly improves or if you just do a lot of iterations. And that is the reference to video. Some people had amazing results with it. Now other generators have something like this too, but I feel Vidu is the one that deals especially well with multiple objects. For example here, I prompted it with a woman and a protein powder, which gave me these results, which are almost usable as like a background shot in a product video, maybe with 5 or 10 more iterations and an upscaler like Topaz. But let's not hype it up too much because it's not 100% production ready, so I gotta give it a C tier here. But super excited for this feature to become better. Now if you're into video effects, for example, Pika Art might be the one for you. Right off the bat, the queue time is bad from what I've heard, but also what I've seen. Even with the paid version. I wasn't even able to get one generation out with the free tier. It has been stuck in there for months. It doesn't seem to generate it at all. The feature which got Pika viral are these video effects. I'm sure you have seen them somewhere, and that is really where Pika shines for me at the moment. They have plenty of them, and it's super cool, and most importantly, it seems to work consistently. I rather have an AI video generator that gives me a consistent result for a specific use case than a general model where I have to prompt until my hands can't type anymore. Also, the classic generations are definitely on par with Runway or Kling from what I've seen, but the generation time is just a bummer and makes it unusable for a lot of people. I really hope they fix this in the future. They also got an app which you can download that is completely paid and seems to be focused around these effects. So Pika Art for me goes into the B tier. Now before we talk about the best model and the future best model, I want to show you one that is open source and can be run locally if you have the necessary compute. And that is LTX Studio. You can use them online just as a paid service, but I think it's more interesting if you want to create a custom workflow, for example using something like Comfy UI. I've seen some good examples with it, and it also supports video to video, which makes it a B tier for sure. So if you're more techie and want to build something, this might be interesting for you. Speaking of building, I'm also building a video generator myself. Yes. Now, it's not a general one, it's a specific use case, and the use case is podcast clips. I'm sure you've seen them on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and everywhere, and it basically allows you to type in a script and then it turns it into a podcast video clip like this one here.
All right, you're face to face with the devil. He offers you a deal. What's your price?
My price? Endless pizza delivery, no questions asked.
Seriously, you're sold for pizza?
You can edit them as you like and use them for your own content or even ads, and even with your own faces for the speakers and custom backgrounds. Let me know if you guys like this idea, and if you want to use it, please check it out at Reblin Co to get access. Now next up is probably the best one available right now, and that is Minimax by Hailuo AI. It gets extremely realistic results, so let's check a few of these out here. Now from my experience, it still struggles with character consistency, hands, physics, the typical problems, but the overall look is just the highest quality right now in my opinion. A lot of these generations remind me of Hollywood productions, so I'm guessing they heavily trained on movies here. The best results I always achieve when prompting with an image. That pretty much counts for all video generators. Now for me, very important, they also have an unlimited pack. It's extremely expensive, but worth it I guess if you have a use case. I would consider this one S tier, but definitely not solid S tier, because we still have some upcoming video generation models. And speaking of S tier, the upcoming Sora model just got leaked, and they also teased some examples on their official YouTube a couple days ago. So it's just a matter of time. The results definitely look promising, and I hope it's also fast and not too expensive. Then it will probably be the best one out there. Now Meta's movie gen, if you heard about this one, is also planned for early 2025. So we still have a lot of amazing things ahead, and if you need any of the links, I put them in the description for you. And thanks so much for watching and subscribing.